So word of mouth got out about the fight, and word travels fast in there.
Right. Yo, word definitely travels.
How are they sending out, messages about this? Are there kites or what? How are they doing that?
You got guys sending kites. Like I said, you got trustees. The trustee might walk past, the pod and be like, hey, such and such, this went down, because these people, they call like these they affiliates, so they gotta let them know type shit. Because if they don't do anything, they get disciplined for that. Because they gonna be like, bro, why you didn't do this? Like if you sit back and watch this happen and you didn't do anything, you get disciplined for that. So that's how it spreads. Like people talk.
So they're going up and down the halls. They're letting everybody know. Once the word gets to you, tell us what's your reaction.
I'm like, I already knew. Like I heard it through the vent, so like I pretty much heard everything. It just kind of fucked up that they moved my homeboys and shit like that. To a different unit and shit like that, which I still end up seeing them because they end up moving to the 48 tank in my facility. But it's just like they got some whole new people, and it's a whole new people that you got to interact with, and you might not know them. You don't really know them because you ain't seen their paperwork. You ain't genuinely get to know them. You going off of what somebody else know. Like this, my homeboy type shit, but your homeboy could be just as janky as you. Like you could be snake just as you. So you just never know.
And I'm thinking, so you said there was only 2 of you guys in that pod, in your car, and 13, right?
Right.
So 13 Latins. Right. So, or 13 Latinos. So, at that point, are you guys getting any knives or? Well, let me change that up. Are you guys getting any protection or anything like that? Because those numbers are definitely crazy, 2 to 13.
Right, yeah.
So what are you guys doing to protect yourselves?
Oh, so we got Sosas. Like we stay strapped.
Sosas. So okay, I'm green when it comes to this terminology, I guess. So tell me, what is a Sosa?
So a Sosa it's a shank, it's a knife. So it's a knife that you create out of your own. Like you might just break a piece of the bump, you can sharpen it and shit like that, or you could take you a spork or something like that, sharpen the tooth or sharpen the edge of it, make it razor sharp, pointy sharp. So that's what we call like Sosa shanks pretty much. And I came across people that work in the kitchen and they cut off the end of they saw off the wood part, the handle off, and they bring that and they probably take their own little handle or something like that and create it. Like it's all types of ways. I seen a dude have a butcher like this big.
Hold on, let me zoom out so they can see that right there. How big was it?
Yeah, he had a butcher about like this big. Oh God, had a butcher this big, had it sitting on top of his cell door. Had a butcher right there.
Wow.
Walked in, they called him.
And so you're seeing this type of weaponry. Is that all that they're having in there? Just knives, or is there anything else?
Yeah, I'm just saying mostly like knives. I don't really see everybody else. I've seen people have like a pair of scissors.
Okay.
What else have I seen? Scissors. I've seen the butcher.
Are you afraid at any time after seeing all these knives?
No, because I just know this is just the life that comes with the prison lifestyle. It's definitely a war zone in there too, so you got to be able to defend yourself. I looked at it just like it's the free world. They got weapons in the free world of all the sorts too. They got knives, guns, swords, brooms. They got all types of objects. Anything could be an object. Like this camera could be an object. The table, anything could be an object. Like you open to it all.
So for a guy like the guy who had the butcher, there's basically no getting rid of that if the COs come run down in the pod, right?
Nah, you can. Like what most guys tend to do is just like they probably try to shove it down the toilet and flush it.
But how can you shove a butcher that big?
Man, you break it down into parts, man. You try to break it down into parts, as many parts as you can, and flush it down the toilet.
Did you ever find yourself having to flush yours?
Nah, not really. I always kept mine like in my jumper, like how I had it set up, because I might be wearing some sweats or something like that, and it might be in the inside of my pocket where I got the jumpsuit on or something like that. Certain ways I carry mine, had it under my arms, and of that nature, however I can carry it.
How long did it take you to get you a Sosa upon entering?
It didn't take me long at all. I just go to my car and they already have it. That's part of like, the package. They have it for you, well, unless I go up in there and I do it myself. But my OG always told me like, bro, I always got the extra one. It's right here, and he'll show me, and he'll put it in different places just to fuck people's heads up. But whenever I needed it or he needed it, or I know exactly where to go get them every time. We got people that watch over that. They do stuff like that.
Okay. Any time where you had to whip out your Sosa and do what you got to do, defend yourself or anything?
Nah, I didn't have to do that. If I had to do anything, it's straight punch action. Like, I'd rather punch and stuff like that. But nah, if it did become down to a life or death situation, then by all means, whatever's gonna have to get done, we're gonna get done. Like, the Lord and Savior know what I did and stuff like that, and He knew that I was in a situation where my life was on the line, and I'm gonna always choose me over anybody. So, but I didn't have that case. If anything, it was just more like punching. I ain't really have to pull it out. Like, I've seen people pull it out because, you know, they couldn't fight. They was getting their ass whooped. So now that's when they want to bring that knife play into play.
And it always ends up bad, huh?
Right.
Have you ever seen anybody actually get hit up real bad with it, with the Sosa?
Nah, I never seen anybody. And it's crazy that you asked me that too, just because, like, I've seen dudes pull it out and get their ass whooped and somebody take it from them. Like, I've seen things like that. Somebody take it, but I've never seen nobody get butchered like that though.
So take us down that journey there. So you seen somebody actually in the middle of a fight whip out their Sosa and go to try to, what were they, pump faking, or go ahead and tell us about it?
Yeah, they were pump faking. They definitely was acting like they was tough. I've seen like a homeboy, you know, they punched it out and ended up taking it from him, and bro ain't never get his shit back. So, you know, I hate to use the term, but you know, the terminology and you got bitch. So that's exactly what happened. Bro ain't never get his lick back or anything. Bro was just waiting on him, because if you did anything, not only was you gonna get punched, but you gonna become Swiss cheese as well too. So yeah, I've seen it happen, bro.
And as far as getting your Sosa took after you pulled it out on the guy, that's a bad rep. I take it to have in there, huh?
Yeah, it's definitely a bad rep, because now dudes gonna pull your whole card, bro. That's another thing they'll do. You do anything weak in there, they gonna pull your whole card, and they gonna make you do something about it. And I'm pretty sure some of y'all don't want to do what they want you to do, bro, because now you become their bitch. And y'all know how this shit go, man.
Tell us, have you ever seen anybody have to, any bullying go on basically, or anything like that to that extent?
Not really. I've seen it, but they keep it to a bare minimum and stuff like that, because like I said, some people just don't tolerate bullying. They rather you stand on your own, stand on your 10 type shit. But you know, it's been instances where like dudes, they get picked on, but it's just like, bro, at the end of the day, you're a man. You gotta hold your nuts at some point. You gotta do something about it. Like, and you can go as far as just like, if you don't want to do anything about it, then check in. Just, you know, you'll just be labeled a pussy or a bitch or whatever like that. And you couldn't walk the yard, or you couldn't come back to GP or something like that. That's the risk. That's the rep that you risk taking. Because like I said, you got guys that check in and do something wild or chaotic, you know, to get shipped to a different facility, or they choosing. So it's waiting.
Okay. And as far as the guys who are arriving to the county, and they already know they got bad paperwork, they already know what they're in there for, they got bad charges, those guys, are they actually just checking themselves in majority of the time and saying, I need to go to protective custody? Oh
yeah, they definitely, you'll notice they'll be the ones that after they get processed, the CEOs will come get them first. They'll come get them, and they'll probably separate them from the people that's going to GP, and separate them and send them to another holding facility, probably across the hall from them, to another holding facility next door to us, whatever. And they'll come get them, they'll pick them out the crowd, man, just like bad apples. They'll pick them out, and then they'll remove them first before they even house the rest of them.
Okay. Now, I wanna touch on, because when I think about incarceration, I think about like the details of it. So like the times where you probably were laying down and your stomach was really hurting, and you used to think about the times when you could just run to the fridge and open it and go make you a sandwich real quick or something. You know, how uncomfortable were those times? Or, you know, when you went to go take you a crap, you know, early morning after you drunk you some coffee or something, and you realized that there's about 100 other guys around you, right, or so, and there's no privacy. Right. Tell us about those times.
So like the times when I was just like hungry, so I'll take it like when I was in the hole. So like you pretty much have to sit there and wait, like, until chow. Like you might get chow like at 5:30 in the morning, 6:30 in the morning. You might not get your next meal. Lunch might not come until probably about 11 or 12. Reminder, they gotta feed the whole unit. It's like over like hundreds of people in there, and it might be a minute before they can get to you. So like if you haven't went to commissary and stuff like that, your stomach is really touching your back. You're really eating air sandwiches until then. And as far as using like the bathroom, it's just like, as far as if you gotta take a number 2, you got a celly or whatever, you gotta tell your celly, man, like, I'm finna use the bathroom. So what your celly might do is he might get in this bunk, cover his head and shit like that, or face the other way with a book or something like that. That's the only privacy you'll get, unless you was in a pod. And like how we had it to where like it was everything has to be open, by the way. Like you can't have nothing cover up. Like when the lieutenant or the captain come, they see that you got a sheet covering up the shower or the toilets, they make you take that down. But once they gone, you know, we put them back up. So that's how we was getting privacy in the pod. So like you might have a stall right here, you might have the stalls right here, you might have a toilet right here, and in between that you got a sheet that we are covering or whatever that we made, you know, to hide yourself and stuff like that. And then you got the other toilet, and then they had like some type of rails that you couldn't see from the floor. So
now, now when you're tell me, actually, I'll just come out and ask. Tell me, how was your first shower? First group shower in the county jail.
All right, so I do got a funny story. Like this shit is so fucking funny. I don't know why I did this shit. So like this was like my first shower. Like usually, like when I was in the hole, I was taking showers in like my motherfucking Crocs, bro. Like I was taking showers in there because I didn't have shower shoes. And this is why it's important for people that be in jail, that ever go to jail, bro. Make sure you get shower shoes, bro. And I'm gonna tell you why. So like, bro, I go in the shower and shit. This is my first day in the pod and shit. So like, I'm finna go take a shower. I don't have any shower shoes. So I'm like, bro, I'm not finna get my fucking Crocs with it. I gotta walk around in these bitches and shit like that. I barely even got a towel. I'm not finna get my fucking Crocs and shit with it. So I go in this hole. They call it the boom boom room. Yeah. Shower is the boom boom room, bro. So for those who don't know what the boom boom room is, that's where you go to jack off and shit like that, bro. So I go in this hole. I'm seeing the pictures. I'm seeing man, they got Kim K on the wall, Beyonce. They got all types of chicks all on the wall and shit. I'm like, man, what the fuck? But I'm already knowing this. I'm here to it, so I'm like, I'm not paying no mind. So the guys in there, they like, bag. They like, bag, what you doing, bro? Why you ain't got your shoes on type shit? I'm like, bro, I ain't trying to get my Crocs wet. They like, no, bro, like, that's the boom boom room, like, niggas, kids on the floor type shit. I'm laughing. I'm like, bro, they like the kids on the floor. So I'm thinking kids. I'm like, bro, these niggas be in this whole nutting on the floor and shit like that, jacking all type shit. They like, yeah, bag, like, we got some extra Crocs for you. We got some shower shoes. Why you just ain't asked, bro? Like, if you finna take a shower, we would've gave it to you. I'm like, all right, bro, okay, I got you. Appreciate it type shit. So that's my funny story. Like, bro, make sure when you in there, get you some shower shoes, bro. And if you got your Crocs and you gotta wait till you get your shower shoes, wear your Crocs, fool, and just dry your feet off with your dry out towel, bro. Don't go in the showers without your Crocs. That's the boom boom room, man.
Oh man, so you actually were in there showering. You were exposed to some filth.
Right, yo. I met a lot of people, kids.
For a lot of people, for a lot of people who don't understand like why that's an issue, people are excreting all over the floor.
Right. Ejaculating for sure.
And I'm trying to be sensitive for YouTube, but
right.
Nobody's ever cleaning. Nobody ever says, let me get a bottle of bleach and scrub this up.
Oh no, we actually do. We actually do. So like we actually take turns. But like how I had a guy named Sharky, he was one of my homeboys. He the one that cleaned up the whole pot. So like if it was your day to clean or whatever, he'll just be like, bro, just give me a soup or two or whatever, and I'll do it for you. So that's how he was doing it.
So everybody has their own day in the pod when they have to clean the shower?
Yeah, well, you got to clean the showers, mop the floors, sweep the floors, you know, clean up the tables. You got to clean up. That's why I say it's definitely rules in there. Like, you don't get to just live a filthy pigskin life. Nah, they'll get on your ass about that. They'll get on your ass.
Okay, so and what I like to touch on just briefly with you saying that there's rules in there. There's rules out here in the free world.
Right.
So for everybody listening, whether you choose to abide by the rules that are out here in the free world or not, eventually you're going to be subjected to following somebody's rules.
Exactly.
it's almost like mama used to say, you ain't gotta mind me, but you gonna mind somebody.
Right.
So like, why not just mind mama? Why not just obey the rules or abide by the rules that are in the free world? Because eventually, incarceration, you got rules too. Right. And it seems like the policies in jail, or the politics in jail, are probably more stricter than the politics out here on the street.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. And so go ahead and continue as far as like that fight that went on, and it being a nice little brawl almost, or a nice little outbreak between brown and black. Are you having any issues in your pod between the black car and the Latinos?
I think the only time we had really like issues, it was just like the TV. So like the TV comes on, they turn on the TVs and the microwave, like I said, around like 5:30, 6 o'clock. So from that time period all the way up until 2 o'clock that afternoon, like anybody can watch whatever they want. So right now, this is even before I get to the feds, there's only one TV, and the 16-man and the 8-man, and then it's like four in the 48-man tanks. So like each race get their own TV, but in the 8 and the 6-man, it's only one TV. So between the hours of like 5:30 to 2 p.m., anybody can watch whatever they want. And then, at 12 o'clock, we watch a movie. So at 12 o'clock, they were showing us new movies. Whatever new movie came out, we were watching that movie up until 2 o'clock. So they'll show us the new movies, whatever. And then after that, after 2 o'clock, so from 2 all the way to 8, it's the international time to watch TV. So they get to watch, Univision, Telemundo, anything Spanish or whatever, descent. That's their hour. So sometimes there be conflict because we could be like, man, it's sports news and movies and stuff like that, that's mandatory. So it might be a basketball game that come on like at 6 or 7, and of course the American English, they'd be like, but we were trying to watch the games and stuff like that, but they'd be doing Latin time, so we'll have to try to compromise, because they might be like, okay, it's a Spanish game that come on at this time during American time, we want to be able to watch it. So sometimes it could be a conflict of TV, because some people will want to watch certain things at that hour, and some people don't want to agree to it. So it'll tend to start like little fights in between, like people egos getting in between, they don't want to compromise.
I've often heard the TV referred to as the trick box.
Yeah.
Or a trick box.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes it'll get you in trouble.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that's also a liberty that we take for granted out here in the free world. Just being able to go turn on your TV and
right.
Decide whether you want to watch some YouTube, Netflix, or go to the local cable. That's a pretty nice liberty to have.
Right.
And there are people who are incarcerated that are fighting over that, and
right.
Possibly even dying over it.
Right.
So I mean, that for the viewers watching, keep that in mind when you're out here breaking the law, or doing things you're not supposed to be doing. So as far as like you personally though, in the county, you didn't have any interactions with anybody as far as like altercations go?
Nah,
fights.
I came across sometimes some things did kind of get chippy. It kind of got physical. Like when we go to the rec yard, we playing basketball. So when you playing sports, some people, you're not playing organized basketball. Y'all playing free rec. So a guy might can give you a hard elbow. He might give you a hard shove in the back. You might catch a headbutt, you might catch anything, but sometimes it really do be incidental. But y'all in a cage fence, so you pretty much think you playing a cage sport. So you think guys can come out here and just freely just harm you like that? You got to call your own file. There ain't an official out there blowing the whistle. So it tend to get chippy. I done came across some things like that where it didn't got chippy. I didn't have them busted lip, busted elbow and stuff like that, just because guys was out there playing physical. You can't play softball, like you're not playing organized ball and stuff like that with your homeboy and stuff like this. You playing with inmates of all descent. So
now, being that you may hurt somebody accidentally, or it may be accidental, do they really care? Or are they not hearing that? Like if I accidentally hit you with an elbow, going up for a rebound, and it draws blood, is there like a sense of pride right then and there where we gotta get down, or are they like, it was an accident, come on, keep playing?
So yeah, they it all depends, man. Cause some guys they brush out and be like, accidents happen, but if it's definitely intentionally, some people gonna buck about it. They're gonna be like, bro, like, why you hit me? Da 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 da. Watch them blows, or they might tell you, give you a warning, and then back though, give you back that same shot, give you back a dose of your medicine. And now here you is, y'all punching on the yard and stuff like that. So it can get chippy. I done came across that, but some of the people just be like, man, suck it up, bro. You're a man and stuff like that. Cause I done came across stuff like that before, for sure.
And okay, as far as actual rec goes, this is still in the county, correct?
Correct.
So you're actually able to go outside, or is it in like an indoor gym?
No, this is actually in the county, so everything was outside. So like we had 3 rec yards per unit. So we had our certain days. Like you might go to rec Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, or you might go Tuesday, Thursday, but you'll never go on Sundays like that. You'll mostly go on Saturdays. Some people go on Sundays and some people don't, but they kind of changed the rules. They bent them a little bit towards the end of when I was going to leave, but it's like more so 2 days on, 2 days, like 3 days off types.
So in the county, you said that the food, it was majority like beans,
shredded chicken,
rice. It seems like it's stuff that's is made to buffing you up, right, get you big. Almost like they're nurturing and feeding their livestock, right. Preparing them to get to work for them.
Right.
I mean, it's almost like the closest thing to slavery when you think about it.
Right.
You come in, they originally strip you down naked, take pictures of you, documentate. They document everything that's on your body. If there's a scratch, they got to put it down. They basically want to know everything about their piece of property.
Right.
And then from there, they shower you down, hose you down, almost like they do cattle.
Right.
And then they brand you. I almost said that the only thing that's missing is the branding, but they actually do brand you. They give you a number.
Right.
They give you a pack number, and then they send you about your way after excuse me, after giving you a shot, just like they would do cattle.
Right.
To quote unquote make sure that you don't get sick while you're in there. And then they rebrand you and they send you about your way. So I mean, that process alone, I feel like that alone right there would scare a guy like me in the right direction, because that alone seems way too realistic as far as the thinking back into those slavery days. It's almost like too aligned with it, and I'm in this process of giving up my name, giving up my freedom, giving up my identity.
Right.
So
it's kind of just like the school system as well too. People don't look at it like that, but it's facts, bro. School is just as equivalent as prison or as going to jail, because you got to think about it. Like, you got to come in there, you have to wear a uniform, you have to wear a jumpsuit in prison.
If you get anything, you got to give out that ID number. I still remember mine. It was like 55388. I'm not gonna finish it, but I remember mine. You got to
give out your ID number. They got certain times when you go to breakfast, lunch, when you go out to recess.
Like, you get in trouble. Now that I'm thinking about it, so like you get in trouble in jail, they send you to the hole. You get in trouble in school, they send you to in-school suspension. ISS.
Right. Exactly.
Right. Okay. So
it's kind of in a way, and when you go to these classes, you learning. That's just like the same thing. They got classes in prison too.
So would you say that it's almost like training, getting them ready for it?
Getting ready for it. That's pretty much it.